So let me grab my handy dandy notebook. Today we gonna give y'all a little knowledge, drop a little chosen knowledge on y'all. I want people to be able to have access to the same knowledge that I study and refer to on a daily basis, because I know that sometimes it's just a matter of having access or knowing where to look for the information. So I feel like the more people that spreading positive messages and being able to speak about people growing and achieving their goals, then the better it is overall. Basically, what I'm gonna be talking about today is discipline. So I know it's a lot of guys around the same age as me that, habits is built over from the time when we was younger, through high school and probably even earlier than that. We just been developing habits based off the environment we grew up in and basically just adapted to that. And that's understandable because we are what we consume in a sense. So knowing what you want to consume, if you're looking for growth, then I'm definitely going to give you some valuable information in this video. So retouching again, we are talking about discipline today. Now let's look up the word discipline. The practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior using punishment to correct disobedience. Okay, if I'm being 100% honest, from the definition I just read is pretty much the definition I've been going off of. I'll see discipline as knowing how to overcome feelings, like knowing how to separate feelings from what you need to do and not being emotionally driven, not being impulsive, and doing things that are gonna benefit your overall well-being without letting outside factors interfere. Because if I'm being honest, it could be more than emotion. It could be something outside. It could be something external. It could be a distraction. It could be just knowing when and where to place yourself. That could be a part of discipline. But in a nutshell, I feel consistently doing something no matter like how you're feeling at that time, that you know is going to benefit you in the long run. That's what I feel like discipline is summed up. So that being said, now this video is primarily targeted towards people that's around my age, but this can apply to anyone. So there's a lot of people around my age that want to be influencers, or you might want to be an entrepreneur, or you might want to be, I don't know, you might go to school. It really apply to anything. But no matter what area like you want to find a career in, it's all going to take discipline. So influencers, for instance, if you want to be a YouTuber or a streamer or any type of entertainer, you have to consistently drop content. Like, it's no way that you're going to be highly successful on this platform if you're not consistently giving yourself to your audience, because if you're not consistently giving anything for people to look at, people are not going to find you. You're not going to get a new audience. You're basically just going to be on a roller coaster. So basically, just like if it was a slope, you'll be going up, you stop, you drop, go back down, and it's like you basically gonna keep hitting the ceiling. It's never gonna be any how do I say it? It's never going to be any linear progress. You wanna basically discipline. It's not ever. Don't get me wrong. It's not ever going to be a time where it's everything progress is just going to be perfect. But oh man, I should have had a chart. Maybe if I take a piece of paper and draw it. Give me 1 second. So if I were to put on this piece of paper your progress from a undisciplined person versus a disciplined person. Starting point, you're gonna go up. You stop, peak out, you lose audience because you've been stagnant for so long. You start back. Mark that right there. You stay where you at for a little while. You eventually go back up. You get back to where you was at. You stop again. And basically the process keeps repeating itself over and over again. I'm about to show you guys in a second. So basically, don't mind the line at the bottom. That was just like a example that I was. Well, it wasn't an example. I messed up on that part. But you guys basically get the gist. And now I'm about to show you how a disciplined person would look. So remember I said that it wasn't going to be perfect. You're never going to have a perfect progress. It's always going to be drops. But compare this to the undisciplined person. So you see how the undisciplined person, they always peaked out at that one point. So you're going to drop. But you always, if you remain disciplined, you always going to have some sort of excuse me, my throat dry. You're always going to have some sort of progress. And excuse me, I'm trying to get a good way to. Basically, it's going to be something more along the lines of this right here. Okay. So that being said, you always want to make sure that you're putting 100%, because if you run strictly off motivation, I feel like that's what can stop a lot of people. They tend to do things when they feel motivated, and when that motivation leaves, they just pause everything that they were intentionally planning to do. But since that motivation left, then like the drive was gone. But that period from when the motivation leaves and it comes back, because it comes and goes, so it's never, you can never really predict motivation, but that period is when you 100% want to stay disciplined. Because when you put the work in, when you don't feel like it, that's what definitely counts the most, because that's what is basically going to build the whole foundation for whatever you're trying to do. And also, when you're trying to get to something, I try to preach, don't set yourself off the goal. Set your happiness off of the progress, because if you base success off of the goal, you never gonna get as far as a person who fell in love with the journey. So if you love the journey, like a person that, let me put it like this. A person that's walking somewhere will never get as far as the person that love walking, if that makes more sense. I feel like that could be a better way to put it. So balancing out. Okay, so you remember earlier in the video, I was basically talking about it could be emotions or it could be outside distractions. You gotta know how to monitor. Oh, what's a better word? I wouldn't say monitor distractions, but limiting distractions. If you know that, okay, you're a person that's prone to watching TV a lot, and when you watch TV, you might watch an episode and get in there, you think you watching for 30 minutes and 30 minutes turned into 5 hours, then you need to acknowledge weaknesses. If you don't acknowledge a weakness, then that's basically acknowledging your weakness, basically the first step to getting better. So you want to know how things affect you and being aware of yourself. Knowing yourself is a big part of discipline. So yeah, if you're a person that tends to watch TV a lot, try like, let me see a solution. Try like to, okay, before I watch TV, I'm gonna make a list and I'm gonna get all of this done, and set time limits for yourself. I'm gonna get all of this done. Then okay, after all this is done, I'll take a break, and you can use that break however you want to if you want to watch something, but make sure that you're sticking to what you planned out. That's basically, because being able to trust yourself is a very like the biggest, I feel like the biggest part of manifestation. Now I'm getting into a whole different subject here, but I feel like it's important, so I'm gonna talk about it. uh Being able to trust your own words. So if you tell yourself that you're gonna do something and you don't do it, that plays like a big psychological like role. I don't know how to explain it, but it's basically you building a habit. So if you tell yourself that you're gonna do something and you do end up doing it, then that's already in your head. Okay, I told myself that I was gonna do this, so I'm 100% gonna have to do this because I'm a person that's honest with myself. And having that habit is a very big key to being successful. So that's something that you want to work on, being honest with yourself and make sure you're holding yourself accountable. Accountability. Yeah, man. Next video I do like this, I'm gonna definitely have some definitions like wrote down beforehand, but this is just off a whim, so I could talk about physical well-being, because I feel like your physical health has a bigger like, I don't know, like some people might already know this. Might seem obvious to some people, but for the people that don't, your physical health does play a big role in how you think and your mindset. So I feel like being physically disciplined, like with what you're eating and exercising, I feel like that plays, well, I don't feel like, I know it plays a big part in the way you think and the way you go about executing. So that's definitely a thing you want to work on too. Now, me, I try to every morning. I feel like the best time, from experience, the best time I feel it is to work out is in the morning. Like as soon as you wake up, if you can get a workout, like it could be 30 minutes, it could be an hour, whatever works best for you. But I feel like if you can get a workout when you first wake up, it does something to where like the rest of the day you can just operate way better, to where if you just like don't do anything where you wake up and then just work out. I mean, some people may not be able to, well, I don't want to make that excuse for y'all. I feel like anybody should be able to get in an exercise, even if it's a 15-minute, like it can be really short, but exercise in the morning I feel like plays definitely gonna have a positive effect on somebody that's trying to work on discipline. And okay, the nutritional part, what you eat. Um, a lot of people might not know this, but the things you eat, your gut is like your second brain. So, say for instance, you eating off of, we talked about impulse. Well, we didn't talk about impulse, but I brought the word up. A lot of times when we eat, we don't eat off of things that are benefiting us nutritionally, but we eat off impulse and emotion. So we go to, anywhere you go, you're gonna find like Burger Kings, McDonald's, a lot of these fast food restaurants. But the thing is like, you might have heard this before. Nothing great ever came fast or easy. So it's like when you go to these fast food restaurants and you're eating these, it's not giving you any nutritional benefit. The brain, I'm not a doctor or anything, but you could literally go, like, you could do an experiment on your own if you wanted to, if you feel like you want to dedicate yourself to this, because that's the whole reason I'm making this video. You literally go a week, monitor like how you feel, being self-aware. You can literally go a whole week without eating fast food and just eating fruits and vegetables and like just making your own food at home, and you can literally feel like the differences. I promise you, when you get done like eating it, you gonna feel like a whole different person than you was when you was eating fast food. I promise you, because I don't know exactly what it does, but I know that it's not good for you. Something in that food is not right. And to be honest, it's like, I get it. It's a fast way, like you don't gotta cook, and that's basically what they selling. They selling the convenience, but you just gotta have that discipline and that mindset to know like how things are gonna affect you in the long run. So that's another big part to play when we're talking about discipline. So let me see. So now we touched on physical. Let me see. That might be. Is that how I want to end it off? Okay. For being consistent, I think I gave you guys a tip on that, but just in case, we can go back to it. Being consistent, you just really wanna, for say someone that's an influencer, make sure if you on any platform, no matter what it be, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, make sure like daily you're pushing out new content for people to look at. Don't just put up something and then just leave it to sit. Like, constantly remind yourself, stay on it. Whenever there's, I don't believe in free time. Anytime that you have to promote the content that you're putting out, take it. You utilize it 100%, because that's basically your whole career right there, is you putting yourself out to the audience. So you have to make sure you giving 100% to promoting the content that you're creating. So yeah, every day, just push out new content. If you drop a video on YouTube, make sure you're promoting it on Instagram, whatever you want, Facebook, TikTok. Post clips on TikTok, put it up on your story. You can even post it on your main page if you want to. Share it with people, have them repost it, and just get it. Find any way you can to push your content out to a wider audience. So that's part of staying consistent. So what was the next one? Maintaining distractions. I think I already gave you guys this one, but I'm gonna re-say it just so you can have a reference. So managing distractions, just like I said earlier in the video, you wanna set time limits for yourself, just so you can have basically a structure. Structure is definitely a big part of discipline. Make sure you having a schedule set out to what you want to get done and when you want it to get done, so you can have like breaks. I don't want to tell you not to take breaks. Just make sure it's set, like structured, and make sure you stick to that time that you set out. So yeah, just make yourself a schedule so you can know what time. Okay, if you want to get this done by, say you wake up at 5, you want to have breakfast by 6, you want to get your workout in by 8, you want to have a video uploaded by 9. Just make sure you having like back to back. You want to be productive. The whole point of this is so you can be productive as possible. So make sure you have your schedule set up and structured to however is going to benefit you most. And yeah, that's basically the best way to manage distractions. Okay, what was the next one? I think it was accountability. Accountability, it might go along someone with, so say if you didn't stick to your schedule, right? We just talked about the schedule. Say if you find yourself, you said you was gonna get it done by this time and you ended up getting it done a little later than you said you were. I'm not telling you, please do not take this, I'm not telling you that you should ever like feel like, oh, I got it done a little later, that's okay. No, put 100%. If you feel like today that you didn't get it done as fast as you should, no, you shouldn't just beat yourself up and then it end up giving up in the end. But if you know today that you know you could have did it a little better than you did today, do that tomorrow. Make sure if you finish it 5 minutes late today, make sure you finish it 5 minutes earlier tomorrow. So that's a good way to hold yourself accountable. If you feel like you messed up on something today, okay, move on. Make sure you get everything else that you said you was going to do done. Don't just throw the whole plan away because one little thing messed up. Still get everything else done, and then tomorrow make sure you figure out a way to get it done better than you did today. So yeah. So which one are we on? Oh yeah, physical discipline. Yeah, like I said, getting that morning workout in is definitely, I feel like, the most important. Getting that morning workout, because it's doing something for you physically and mentally. So it's like you already feel like you being more productive, and that's just gonna help your mindset throughout the day. So yeah, getting that morning workout in. Meal prepping, I feel like it's meal prepping is definitely a good way to go, because you already have everything that you're gonna eat. Because most of the time when people they go out, I mean, sometimes I'm a victim of this. I didn't meal prep sometimes and still went out, but I definitely feel like having meal prepped is better than just having nothing set up. So definitely having a plan to what you're gonna eat and how many times you eat a day is a good way to stay disciplined. So yeah, getting that morning workout in and having meal preps. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything in this video. I know this was a little different than what I usually do, but I just wanted to give some knowledge to my subscribers that's checking in with me. It's just, instead of like, I'm still gonna be doing my reactions to everything, but this probably gonna be something I'll do once a week or maybe more than that. I don't know, but yeah, that's it. I hope everybody, get into your dreams, man. Stay on it. Don't ever give up. Yeah, man, stay consistent, stay disciplined, and I promise you gonna get to wherever you trying to go. Like, I promise you can look at other people, either like a lot of people. It's a lot of people that's successful in this world, and you can either look at them and get inspired, or you could take it as, oh, they made it like that because they're special. I promise everybody on this earth got the potential to be great in their own way. So yeah, man, just make sure you giving 100% to whatever you want to do in life. That's basically the message I wanted to give in this video. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and catch y'all in the next one. It's your boy J Brother Chosen, and make sure y'all stay up on these niggas for sure.